Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Alt Kings podcast. I'm your host, Tate, and today we have Chief from Loco Lizards. This is not the first time we've hosted you, Chief. About 4 months ago, the first introduction we had to Loco Lizards on our podcast, and so much has happened since. But before we dive into it, I just want to say to everybody who's watching, if you go on to the Loco Lizards website where you host all your poker tournaments and all of the public playing, the public matches as well, if you type in Loco Kings, that will be our password for our upcoming tournament on Saturday at 12 Eastern. It's an exciting time. We'll be giving away a bunch of HBAR prizes, bunch of NFTs, so just look out for that. Loco Kings is the password, so now you know. Chief, how you been?
Yeah, good, thank you. Good to be back.
It's great to have you. A lot's changed. I know you guys have been doing very big things. And
yeah, we've been busy.
Yeah, very, very busy indeed. So let's start off with what everybody's been loving the most, this poker platform. You mind giving everybody who else is listening a quality rundown of kind of how this evolved and how it emerged out of the horizon for the Loco Lizard?
Yeah, so obviously it was never something that was in our initial roadmap, especially for like a Gen 1 collection. We were building our brand out. Things were going okay. The floor price had dropped lower than we would have hoped for it to. But between myself and Richter and the team, we would start to talk and realise that we needed to start adding some additional value to the project if it's going to compete and, be a long-term project. So looking at the ways to create assets for the project can generate revenue. And Richter suggested poker now. Although at first it might seem why poker, but Richter actually used to be, he won't say professional poker player, but he calls it a very serious poker player. He's won some big tournaments before. He once turned $11 into $40,000.
Oh, wow.
So he's this is a few years ago, but I think he played it for 11 years or more, like seriously.
Lots of experience.
Like multiple screens on his, multiple tables and all that kind of stuff. So I trusted that he knew what he was talking about with poker and he could help set it up. And I said, yeah, let's go for it. Let's add this on. And we obviously created Loco Poker, which I think's got a really good ring to it.
Yeah, it does.
We were actually running a poker night every Sunday for the last few months leading up to it. Anyway. That was on Poker Now, but then obviously we're now doing it on our own platform. So We were doing it with the community anyway, and it was called Loco Poker. But then obviously we invested in our own platform, and now we have our own platform, which is the first on Hedera. Obviously, you can play in HBAR. You win HBAR, you lose HBAR. Which is the first of its kind for the ecosystem. So bringing a new use case, I guess, bringing community members together to have a bit of fun. Just checked out the tables before I came on tonight. There's 8 on one table, 4 on another.
Nice.
And there's a free roll tournament about to go. So yeah, things are looking good. We're just in the building phase now. Trying to onboard players, onboard new players, look at our marketing strategy, how to onboard those players. The Hedera ecosystem is still small to some extent in comparison to some of the bigger.
Small.
Very small, yeah. In comparison to something like Solana or Ethereum. So we've got to kind of bring new people on, look to get new people on, galvanise the people that are here, and just get them interested, really. But we've got lots of plans going forward.
That's exciting. I remember the first time that I signed into just the whole entire platform to play poker. Mr. Grinder and like Swiss Chezzer were at a table, and I sat down with them. We were battling out on some quality hands and stuff, and that was just a really fun time. Because, if you think about it, poker is one of those games where, it's very interactive and engaging for the whole entire community. Everybody has, a pretty base understanding of how to play the game, and it's one of those games where, it takes skill. It's a sport in my eyes, and it's not like it's not like Rumble where the odds are just straight luck. Or there's a lot of other games out there that are pretty much luck as well. Poker has it's lucky hands and stuff of that nature, but it takes skill to play. And when you win, you earn that win. And so
Yeah.
it was definitely a very smart approach of taking that poker route and, bringing it to Hedera, because now, instead of just doing it at poker on, what was it? It was pokernow.gg or something like that. Yeah, that's what people typically used. I mean, you have your own platform now, and all people have to do is, deposit their own HBAR, and that's it. You play with your own HBAR, or you play in the tournaments.
Yeah, there's 2 free rolls a week now to win, a pot of 1,000 HBAR. So there's one going on right this second. You don't even have to deposit HBAR to play that. You don't even have to be a holder to play that. So you can come from any chain. And we do get lots of people from cross chain, and they'll be like, "What's Hedera? What's HBAR?" Like, just come to play poker basically because we want to win some cash or some HBAR. So it's so obviously that's what the free rolls are for, to try and onboard new players or new people who might be new to Hedera as well. But ultimately we want to kind of onboard them as players then. But like you said, it's a skill game. Obviously you do get your lucky hands and things like that, but ultimately the breakdown of it is quite crazy. So there's Microgrinder, who's one of our coaches. He sometimes breaks down some of the plays or some of the hands in our Discord. We've got a channel dedicated to it. And when you actually look at the mathematics of it, it's pretty crazy. But I just play it for fun. I'm not nowhere near at that level, which a lot of people is just a fun game. But it is a skill based game. It's not gambling as such, and that's how it's treated.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, overall, it's just so great to have there, and to be able to, host these free roll tournaments as well. And then for you to, I mean, I will soon host the All Kings poker tournaments directly through the Loco Lizards platform, because it's just great to have. I mean, you don't have to worry about distributing all this HBAR out anymore, and you have it all in a one-stop shop, which is great.
Yeah.
And what I really like is the referral link program. I think that's even awesomer, because you mind diving a little deeper into that? I know that there's some benefits from using the referral link, and so I'm curious what they are.
So the referral links are open to holders and to other project owners and founders like yourself. If you're not a holder, then you can't get referral links. Obviously, you've got to buy local or run a project on Hedera. But basically, what the referral link does, if you give your referral link to other people and then they play on the tables, whenever they play any hand, you will always earn a percentage of the rake from that person for life, basically, because once it's set up, it then drips back to you. So for example, as a founder for yourself, if you recruit 10, 20 people and they're all playing poker, then you're going to get rake back from those 10, 20 people. Obviously, that helps you and helps to support your projects. But if you're a player and you've got a good network of poker players and you onboard them, you're going to earn rake off them every time they play a hand. Basically,
that's insane. I'm going to have to get some quality poker people that I know on this platform now.
Yeah, that's it.
That's crazy.
So it's really cool the way it's set up. I mean, the developers who've developed the poker platform, these guys have been doing this for 9-10 years. It's a serious platform. You've seen it. Have you been on it?
Oh yeah, I've been on it. It's very smooth, very clean. It's everything that you need when it comes in regards of a poker platform.
Yeah. Exactly. So at the back end, it's got so many detailed statistics. It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
We at the moment there is the HTML5, obviously, which you can play on phone and laptop. There is a Windows download, but we will be launching a Mac download, Android app, and an iPhone app as well.
Nice.
So if you were playing in HBAR, you would have to do that on your computer, but then once you've done that, you can obviously play it from your phone.
Gotcha.
If you want to, just as you can at the minute, but but there will be apps for that. People have got a choice basically, in how they want to play.
Have you ever thought about potentially adding some sort of DApp to Hashpack? Or say, instead of, depositing it straight from like having your laptop, you could just go on the D app, deposit from that app, and then slide over into the Loco Lizards poker app. And then there's that,
Yeah, no, definitely. It's something we need to speak to them about. We obviously have our local marketplace as well. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that yet. That was
Okay.
actually one thing that I was curious about. You mind going
Yeah.
a little deeper into that?
Yeah, so Fatimania, I think they've done it for a few projects. Had a bit of a contra deal with them. We've helped them with some stuff, and they've helped us with some bits. So they've set up a token claim for us as well as a marketplace. So people at the moment, they can claim Loco daily. They can then go. Obviously, once the marketplace launches, they'll be able to go on the marketplace and buy the items on there. So some NFTs on there. I think there's a Hungry Baboons. There's some Loco Lizards. There's some koalas.
Nice.
But there is also real life experience NFT, which you can exchange for a real life experience. There's some club tickets to Ibiza, just trying to tie in that real life utility.
Of
Obviously,
course.
I appreciate people's geographical location. Not everyone's going to be able to get there, but
Yeah.
and then there is also one for an Ibiza holiday. Now, obviously, you've got to get a lot of Loco to get that,
Yeah.
but it's achievable basically.
Of course,
So,
and it's there.
yeah, and it's there. So obviously, you're going to have to be a bit of a whale to get the Loco to get that. We can't just be giving that out,
Yeah.
for holding mono or something. But that's the potential. Somebody can get that. It is a token claim at the minute. We are looking towards offering some non-custodial staking as well, potentially. So there's different things going on. And we've got some other moves that we're going to make, but can't speak too much on them because
Sure.
we like to bring those surprises. So.
Of course. I mean, I feel as if a lot of people were surprised when you introduced this whole entire poker platform because I don't think many people were really expecting it. I know myself, I wasn't really expecting it at all. But so you have this token called Loco, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So what is this token utilized for within your ecosystem?
Yeah, so it's solely a utility token for use within our ecosystem. It's not tied to an LP. It will never be available.
Yeah, that's the smartest way to go about it. I mean, when you start tying it to an LP, it's only going to really just add on to the amount of risk that could be insured within the token itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's I know some good projects that have done it, but for us, it's not the right way to go because it adds pressure to the project. It adds pressure to the token itself. It's difficult to maintain a price, especially in the Hedera ecosystem because it is so small as well. Yeah. So it's a utility token. We build out use cases for it. So obviously you can use it on the marketplace, but our devs are working on integrating it into poker, so you can play Loco games, but to win HBAR as well. Obviously, in the future, we would like to add some other use cases as well. One which I'm talking about at the minute, but the one thing I've always said with being an NFT project is you've got to be adaptable to change. You've got to be fluid because the ecosystem changes so much every day, every week. New opportunities will arise. Some that you thought were going to be good, fade away because it didn't end up being too good, or whatever it is. It's just a learning process. And although we're founders and we've got projects and stuff, we're still finding that way because it's so new and people are bringing out new technologies and stuff. So, if someone comes with a new use case and your Loco can use it or Loco Lizards can use it, then, we'll look to try and integrate.
It definitely pops up different light bulbs in your head whenever you see new use cases popping up into the scene and stuff. And what I've really noticed a lot recently, I've started to just take a lot of inspiration from Web 2 sort of use cases that people provide in, just the internet or just real life, and try to implement that into Web 3. And there's a lot that can be done with that because there's so much that happen in the world on a daily basis. And there's so much value that can be provided within, maybe IRL events, or there's just so much out there. The possibilities are endless in my eyes, Chief. And it's great to know because, I mean, when you have people who are, are innovative and aspire to just grow and develop a quality project, the sky's the limit for them. And just like what you guys are doing with Loco Lizards. I mean, when we hosted you about 4 months ago, you guys were mainly focused on, the club scene over in Ibiza and just the party scene and just, going loco at the end of the day. And I'm curious now, how's that been? I know you guys, the last time we spoke, you had the microphone, you had all the quality merch. I'm assuming that's still going on. How's the social media been for like TikTok and, finding those viral moments and stuff?
Yeah. So because we knew we were going to launch everything what we're launching on, we paused it because we generated a lot of content basically.
Sure.
And we were going, we did that. I think we got about 500,000 views altogether across Ibiza Bible and across our own platforms.
That's incredible.
Across multiple channels and stuff like that.
Nice.
It wasn't filtering back though in terms of that views to holders or people buying it. So that's the bit that we just need to connect. So while we were obviously focused on poker and the marketplace, I've not been putting out as much content, but obviously the Ibiza season is coming in May, June. We've got some things planned. We've got a bit of a PR stunt planned.
Nice.
We will start up that social media again. I've been looking to try and get someone to help us with that because, as you know, running these projects, they take up so much energy.
Oh, it can be a lot.
Yeah, you've got to build your team out really. Sorry, my wife's going to bed. So that is still our intent because I still see that a big gap there that, Web3 projects aren't necessarily marketing very well on Web2 platforms. But reason being is because it isn't easy.
No, it's not. No, you're right.
So while we're still doing that, that's why we wanted to bring, stronger use cases. And I feel like we've got a strong brand now, definitely within Hedera, we've got a strong brand. We've got strong use cases, we've got strong utilities. So if you start plugging in these other things as well, it's exciting. It's a lot of work though.
It's very exciting, and you've set yourself up for success in my eyes, Chief, just by the way you've structured the project. I look at you guys as one of the top blue chips on Hedera at this moment in time because one, you have the poker platform, you have the social media face, and there's just so much more to come, and you guys don't stop building, and I love to see it because, like I said, the possibilities are endless when it comes to this stuff. As long as you continue to be consistent and, build that proper team and have that structure behind the team, the only way is up,
Yeah. And we feel that, but it is hard work,
Yeah, it is a lot of hard work.
Yeah, it's day in, day out, any spare minute, any spare hour. There's always something to do or, because you're constantly innovating and, trying to do different things or whatever that is. And it's exciting, but it gets tiring some days. So
it does.
But, we were at 390 HBAR floor and we peaked at something like 1,200. I think we're just above 1,000 now. But to come back from there, that's one of the best things I've ever done as part of our team because it's hard to come back from there.
Yeah.
From 390 to over 1,000. So, it's about getting people's belief back in your project and carrying on from there. And I feel like we've got some other things to come, which again might push us up again.
Finding the most sustainable way to satisfy investors. That's what I look at it like. You got to be able to be sustainable, satisfy investors, and then, continue to have this progress. And, it's got to be a multi-year vision at the end of the day. You can't just think of it as, 6 months and then we'll see where it goes from there. No, you have to have steps and you have to follow those steps to succeed at the end of the day. It's got to have there's got to be a game plan, and it seems as if you guys have been achieving that game plan. And so what I'm curious about now is, like you just were discussing, the floor price of these Loco Lizards has exceeded your expectations beyond measures at this moment in time, and they're going to continue to succeed. So what is the benefits of holding these Loco Lizards now compared to what it was at whenever the floor price was around 390?
Yeah. So obviously the additional benefits are, so if you hold 5 Loco Lizards and you get a revenue share from Loco Poker.
Nice.
If you hold one, and that's in multiples of 5, so each 5 gets 1 share. If you hold 1 Loco Lizard, or however many Loco Lizards, you get 3 Loco a day. You can use that Loco on the marketplace. You'll also be able to use that Loco on the poker platforms. Again, while we've got those amazing utilities, I do think that there is a lot to be said for community and art. And about building that brand out and, being here at the beginning, say in 5 years' time, all the projects that are about now and stay solid, going to be real OG projects. So, there is that as well. and we're just constantly building. I think in the last 30 days, I think we're still like third after Dead Pixels and Hungry Baboons for our volume.
It's a great achievement.
So yeah, so obviously happy with that. And then obviously it's just building on from that really. Yeah, and just keep building it out. Playing our cards at the right time, so to speak.
Yeah,
and
true that. So how's the revenue share been? Have you distributed, Hedera back to holders yet, or?
Not yet. It'll be on the 25th of April, and then it'll be on the 25th of every month. So
nice.
For the first release, so holders are going to get 20% of the break, but for the first one, we're giving them 50%.
Nice.
So we're giving them a bit of an uplift. Obviously, while we get the project we're moving, I think we've committed to that for the first 2 months as well, so that they obviously get a bit more as well. But we do have additional things in the pipeline which I can't necessarily talk about.
Sure.
Where those holders are going to get more revenue from another avenue, as well as holders of any Loco Lizard are going to get a bit of a share revenue. It might not be a lot, obviously, because when you divide it by 1,200. We're quite a big collection, Loco Lizards, because we've got 2,222, which again is, why it's great to have the lack of a flow where it is. But so there's going to be other incomes coming, I guess.
That's really exciting. I mean, I look at it like this. Any amount of HBAR should satisfy anybody at the end of the day, whether, you're receiving back 50, 100, 200, so on and so forth. At least you're starting to generate so-called, passive income. But it's nice to see that you guys just have not stopped building, and, the momentum's continued forward. And the growth is just, you see that growth. It's very exponential. And it comes to show just, it's all in proof of work at the end of the day. And although it might be tiring, the proof of work is there and the reward's there as well. Yeah. And it's nice to be able to have this sustainable, and it's fairly sustainable as long as you have users playing poker within the interface. But it's nice to see you're generating revenue now. And that revenue, although it might vary from month to month, it's there, and it's capable of helping grow out this and seeing it come to life as you always desired it to at the end of the day.
And it shores up the project as well, because it's creating an income that's not dependent on royalties or like Gen 2s or Gen 3s or
exactly.
It creates its own income basically. So the idea is to make the project sustainable based on that. Obviously, there may be other generations further down the line or whatever, but it's it creates that additional income basically. I think tonight as well, we've got Neko Zuma from Solana who are playing a game on our platform.
Nice.
So it's onboarding people from cross chain as well. So. It's shout out to Richter. I know he's going to join us tonight, but he's working his arse off or butt off, whatever, you can beat me out, but on this, because he's the main brain behind the platform.
He's the poker guru.
He's the poker guru, yeah. I can do other things, but yeah, he's the poker guru. So,
do you plan on ever migrating cross chain? Implementing other cryptocurrencies to be able to utilize within the poker tournaments and just the head-on matches?
So potentially, it's always an option.
Sure.
With our platform, we are able to do that. If the opportunity arises to do that and onboard new people and players, then obviously, then that's something we would look at. One thing we have said is that Hedera is our first collection and our home.
It's your home, yep.
If we were to do that, then our holders would benefit from that. So yeah,
nice.
We shall see on that.
We shall see. All right. Nice to know.
Yeah.
And are you planning on potentially ever dropping any more collections on Hedera by chance?
In terms of Loco Lizards Gen 2?
Yes.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Nice. That's nice to hear. Is it going to be the same concept of Lizardz, or are we thinking of something new?
Yeah, so I guess this is a bit of alpha down the line. So yeah, we will do another drop. It won't be 2,222, but it may be half that or a fraction of that to some extent. I think this next one we love the artwork that we've got at the minute. It's very Ibiza focused. I think the next one would be more geared towards kind of stylistic, so kind of what we wear, so people recognize themselves in it. Because you might not necessarily recognize yourself with a cone on your head or a headdress.
True, yeah.
you get me. So yeah, I'm not going to give too much away in case someone steals my ideas, but
that's true. You got to be quiet in this space nowadays because you never know who's going to steal an idea or two.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I would like to do something along those lines, I think. But keep the base character. And develop on that, I guess. The character the lizard will always be the lizard,
Of course, the iconic lizard.
Yeah, that's it. And I love the eyes. I still love the eyes. That's probably those really, the way Trick's done them are just like, they're really cool. So, and Trick will continue to be the artist for us as well. So things are looking good.
I'm excited. I mean, I've been excited since the get-go. I mean, hosting you about 4 months ago, that was a fun experience. Things were completely different back then compared to what they are now. And it's so nice to, be able to bring projects on that we've hosted in the past and seeing what they've, developed over just maybe, a couple months, maybe a year, who knows. It's just, you see that progress and you see, people care about what they're building. It's the people who aren't trying to rug the projects at the end of the day. They want to see this come to full fruition, ensure their vision, and bring everything that they've ever imagined to life. And it's very exciting to see. I mean, at the moment, Chief, you've really answered all of the questions that I really had. I'm curious now to know, what else is there that you can really kind of tease to us at the Alt Kings right now?
Well,
if there's nothing, that's completely okay, but it's always nice to know.
Well, I said obviously we're going to consider doing a Gen 2 at this point, so that there's a bit of alpha for you. Obviously, we're going to be looking to create additional streams of income,
definitely,
which is a definite. We know this for a fact. So there's a bit of alpha for you as well, but I can't say exactly.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
And and if you think about it, that's all the holders need as well. They just want to know that you're continuing to build and see out your vision. Because from what it seems as if poker wasn't the initial, vision. It was Richter's. Richter's been very passionate about poker for a very long time now, and to see this come to life, and it wasn't even necessarily, in the timeline from the get-go, that's quite astonishing to see.
I can say one thing actually, because it's not announced yet, but we're going to be throwing a party in Ibiza this summer.
I gotta try to get there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what date. I'm guessing it's probably going to be towards a later summer, just to allow people the opportunity. We need to plan it and stuff, but Ryan, who is kind of like is a partner in Loco Lizards, but he's more silent. He's from the Ibiza Bible side. I spoke to him. I said, I know Richter wants to get out there and DJ. Nice. I know Luciana from Clubbers is interested in DJing as well. So we're going to try and get a party together. So Richter, Ryan, and Luci can all DJ.
That'd be iconic.
Yeah, we'll take over a venue out there. I've got local boards out there already. I've got a bit of a PR stunt planned, which, if it comes off, that would time well out there. So, so the aim is to be throwing a party there this summer. The Loco Lizards, if anyone who holds kind of local can get club tickets to Ryan's parties out there. I think he's got 4 or 5 parties this summer.
Wow.
So anyone, to be fair, anyone from Hedera. If anyone's into HBAR NFTs and want to go into Ibiza this summer, if they reach out to me, we'll hook them up with tickets for that. But yeah, and then what I want to do is obviously once we solidify a date for our local party, put it out there. Obviously, appreciate it's far for a lot of people, but if people make it, it'd be pretty crazy, wouldn't it?
Definitely, that'd be insane to see a bunch of H-Barbarians just going loco out in Ibiza. That's that's an iconic moment if you think about it.
Yeah, so I'm pretty dead certain that's going to happen anyway. I just need to get a date out.
Can we expect Loco Lizards at HederaCon this year?
Potentially.
Let's
see how the next month or two rolls out. So,
for sure.
What date is it?
I believe it's October 6th through the 9th at this moment in time.
Yeah, you'll probably see us then.
Oh, that's great to hear. I know I'll be there.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be very exciting to see a lot more HBARbarians that, I mean, on a Web3 level, but you never met them in real life.
No,
and so
no.
it's a whole different experience whenever, you're up face to face with somebody, shaking their hand and, actually getting to know them and see them in real life.
Yeah. No, it sounds good. It sounds good. Look forward to that.
Well, Chief, I appreciate your time, and it was true. It was a great conversation we got to have today. And for everybody who was able to make it to the end of this Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern, the Alt Kings X Loco Lizard Poker Tournament. Password to enter is Loco Kings. I hope to see everybody there. There'll be tons of great HBAR NFTs, HBAR prizes. Who knows what we'll be doing. I know the Alt Kings and Loco Lizards, we love to go loco nowadays. And so whatever we do, it's going to be very special. I appreciate your time once again, Chief. And
thank you.
Yeah. If there's anything else, by all means.
Yeah, no, that's it. Thank you.
Of course. And with that being said, this has been the Alt Kings podcast, and we will see you all next episode. Peace.